Patrol log. Officer Daniel Harker, Unit 47. Date: October 29th, 2021. Shift start: 2200 hours. Weather: steady rain, visibility limited. Routine calls through the first half of the shift. Domestic dispute on 5th, a drunk asleep behind the wheel on Route 9. Nothing unusual. By 1:37, I was parked behind the old gas station near the highway cutoff, writing up reports. The rain had turned to mist, and the radio was quiet except for the faint static between dispatch updates. I remember thinking how still everything felt, like the air itself was waiting. At 1:41, the call came through. Code 10 to 66, suspicious disturbance, possibly missing person. Origin: a decommissioned service road past mile marker 12, near the Miller property. The dispatcher's tone was off, hesitant, like she didn't trust the source. She said the report came from an unlisted number, voice distorted, heavy static. The caller only said, "Something's walking in the trees," then hung up. My partner, Officer Ruiz, was on the other side of town. I radioed him to meet me en route. The road out there is narrow, barely a line between forest and fog. It used to lead to a sawmill that shut down in the 90s. Nobody lives out there now. At 2:03, I reached the turnoff. The sign was rusted over. My dash cam flickered once. Momentary drop in feed, then returned. The rain had stopped, but the mist had thickened, rolling low like smoke. I parked near the gate, left the engine idling. Ruiz hadn't arrived yet. I stepped out, flashlight in hand. The ground was soft, fresh mud. No tire marks ahead of mine. The only sound were the hum of the engine and a low rustle from the tree lean. Wind, maybe. I reported arrival to dispatch. No reply, just static. Tried again, different channel. Same thing. My radio had full battery, green light, no transmission. Then the cruiser headlights dimmed, just slightly. A flicker, like power drain. When they steadied, I saw movement between the trees. Not clear, not human, just the sense of something tall, shifting in the mist. I called out, no response. Ruiz was 5 minutes out. I decided to wait by the car. The forest felt off. Like the depth behind the first row of trees was darker than it should have been, like the light couldn't get in. At 2:11, my body cam caught a brief interference, a streak of light, vertical, right side of frame. When I replayed it later, it wasn't there. Dispatch came back online for a second. Garbled voice, words half swallowed by static. Unit 47, do not. Repeat, do not enter, then nothing. I turned toward the sound again. This time it wasn't the wind. It was breathing. Slow, wet, uneven. Somewhere close. The mist thickened, swallowing the tree lean, the cruiser, everything. I reached for the mic. It hissed, popped, and went silent. Last recorded log entry, 2:14 hours. Audio cuts out mid-sentence. Patrol log continuation. Officer Daniel Harker, Unit 47. Time unknown. Audio partially reconfirmed. The bodycam feed resumes with heavy static. Visibility minimal. Weather: light rain, dense fog. The footage opens with headlights cutting through the mist. Ruiz's cruiser pulls up behind mine. He steps out, flashlight beam trembling through the haze. We exchange brief radio contact, muffled, barely audible. "You lose comms too?" I nod. The air feels thick, charged like the static on an old screen before the picture fades. We move past the gate, down the overgrown road toward the Miller property. The mud is deep, sucking at our boots. Every few steps, there's a sound, branches shifting, echoing in ways that don't fit the distance. At 2:22, Ruiz notes footprints. Border. Human-sized, but too deep for a single person. We follow them for 30 meters before they vanish. Not washed out, just gone. The body cam catches something strange in the tree lean. A faint glow, cold and pulsing. I radio it and out of habit. No response. My voice sounds wrong in the playback, like it's delayed by half a second. The Miller house appears through the fog. 2 stories, collapsed porch, windows boarded. Roof caved in. It shouldn't have light inside, but there's a flicker from an upstairs window. Ruiz circles left, I cover right. The sound of dripping water echoes like footsteps. There's no wind now, not even insects, just a steady static hum, like something nearby is interfering with the signal. I log a perimeter check at 2:29. No signs of entry. Door appears broken inward, with splinters spread out, not in. Ruiz radios. Movement inside. Thought I saw. Then the transmission cuts. I reach the corner. His flashlight beam swings through the window, then drops out of frame. When I call his name, there's no answer. Just that low, rhythmic noise again, like breathing but layered multiple tones slightly out of sync. I move to the front door. The knob is cold, wet. When I push it open, the sound stops completely. For 2 full seconds, there's absolute silence on the recording. No ambient noise, no static. Then the interior light flares like a camera flash, and the feed glitches. The next frames show the hallway inside. Wallpaper peeled, furniture overturned. Every few seconds, the bodycam auto-adjusts exposure as if reacting to unseen movement. I whisper Ruiz's name. Something answers, but it's my voice, played back half a second late. Audio distortion spikes, then flattens. I enter. The air smells like rain and iron. Floorboards creak under each step. I see a wet trail leading upstairs, bare footprints again, but sharper now, fresh. My light flickers as I reach the landing. Ruiz's radio is lying there, still transmitting static. No sign of him. No prints leading back down. Just a faint sound of something moving in the room ahead, too heavy for a person. Dispatch finally cuts through the noise. A burst of clarity, one phrase audible through the distortion. Unit 47, location not found. Coordinates invalid. The camera shifts, static surges, and the last clear frame shows a shadow crossing the doorway. End of recovered footage. Recovered transcript, partially corrupted. Source: Officer Daniel Harker, Unit 47 bodycam. Time code unstable. Audio distorted. The feed resumes mid-frame. Hallway interior, second floor, Miller property. Flashlight beam stuttering across the walls. I whisper Ruiz's name again. Nothing. Just the soft creak of the house breathing with a wind that isn't there. Static crawls over the audio. A high hiss like something whispering too close to the mic. Every time I blink, the light shifts like the walls are closer. I note in the log, possible structural instability, visual distortion, but my voice sounds thin, scared. I move forward. The room at the end of the hall is open, door hanging loose on one hinge. There's light coming from inside, not steady, pulsing, slow, like a heartbeat. My radio clicks, cycles channels on its own. Through the noise, I hear Ruiz for half a second. He says my name. Then, don't look at it. The signal cuts. My body goes cold. I step into the room. The floor is wet. Not from rain. The body cam feed bends, frames skipping forward and back like the recording is folding over itself. In the corner stands Ruiz's flashlight, still on, beam pointing upward. Dust floats through it in slow motion, drifting sideways. On the far wall, handprints. Dark, dragged downward, too long to be human. I whisper, Ruiz, where are you? The sound comes back in my earpiece. Same words, same tone, just slightly delayed, as if someone is repeating me from another room. The light in the corner flickers once, then splits, reflection from something standing between us. Not clear, not defined, just the absence of space. My breathing accelerates. I take a step back. The house shifts with groaning, nails stretching. The sound turns into something like a low voice humming through the structure. The body cam distorts again. The timestamp repeats 2:33 3 times in a row, then freezes. I call dispatch. Static answers. Then faint under it, a whisper, my own voice again. Unit 47, do not enter. I'm already inside. The hallway behind me looks longer now, deeper, receding into dark that wasn't there before. I try to move toward the stairs, but each step echoes twice. Second one delayed, heavier. My flashlight beam catches movement near the door. Ruiz? I call out. A figure turns toward me, wearing his uniform, face obscured by shadow. He moves wrong, slow like the air is thick. He raises his hand, my name again, but wrong tone, distorted pitch. The radio screeches. For a split second, every light source burns white, overexposed, and in that flash the figure isn't Ruiz at all. Just empty uniform, hanging in the air. Then darkness. The camera drops to the floor, spinning once before stabilizing. My breathing is ragged, off mic. I whisper, "It's inside." The last few seconds are a blur. Heavy footsteps circling, walls shaking, a low rhythmic pulse like static turned into sound. One final line in the audio log before it cuts. Visual anomaly approaching. Losing control. The feed ends in complete silence. Official incident summary. Case file hashtag 47-1031. Compiled from partial recordings, recovered devices, and dispatch logs. Both officers presumed missing. No confirmed location data. All timestamps corrupted beyond verification. The following reconstruction is based on bodycam fragments and cruiser dash audio recovered from the site. 312. A secondary patrol unit was dispatched to locate officers Harker and Ruiz after repeated signal loss. GPS data placed their cruisers near the decommissioned Miller property, though coordinates fluctuated between 3 different points within a 2-mile radius. Responding unit arrived at 3:46. Both vehicles were found abandoned. Harker's engine still running, headlights dimmed to a flicker. Ruiz's radio emitted low static with intermittent breathing sounds. The property itself appeared recently disturbed. Footprints in the mud, door broken inward, faint odor of ozone and iron. Inside, responders noted an unusual silence, as if sound itself was being absorbed. Walls appeared damp, though there was no roof leakage. Upstairs hallway showed drag marks along the floor, ending abruptly near the second room. Inconsistent thermal readings recorded, spikes followed by complete drops to below ambient temperature. A fragment of audio recovered from Harker's bodycam plays for 6 seconds before degradation. Heavy breathing, distant metallic groaning, a voice whispering, "Stay out of the light." Analysis confirmed it matched Harker's own voice, layered 3 times. No further footage intact. At 4:10, dispatch logged a repeating signal from an unlisted number, the same as the original call. Transmission lasted 22 seconds. The only decipherable phrase, Unit 47, location invalid. Subsequent triangulation attempts failed. The signal source appeared to move through multiple towers at once. Site investigation suspended at 5 o'clock due to rising fog density and sensor malfunction. Both cruisers were later towed. Equipment inventory noted one discrepancy. Ruiz's bodycam was missing, strap torn, casing later found embedded in a wall beam inside the property. No biological traces vicables. On October 31st, at exactly 1:41 hours, dispatch received a new 10-66 call. Same coordinates. Same voice, distorted by static. The message repeated twice before the line disconnected. "Something's walking in the trees."